Hi, George. I'm so glad I can hear you. Check 1 2 3 4 at 7:50, doing a mic check for After GMS. I have not heard the producer, so I don't know if it's still an earpiece issue. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
Hey George, mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Check, check, check. Check, check, check.
Yes, I do, George.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us on After GMS. Thank you so much for hanging with us as we worked out our little tech issues and our mic checks and some show tune music that Jason said I should be wearing my top hat and cane. So we'll work on that for you, but first we have to work on a forecast. Ed Matthews, we had some storms rumbling earlier, but now it's kind of clear.
Yeah, well, the storm threat is kind of low right now, but I think it'll ramp up as we head through the day. Line of storms moved out of the mountains and foothills overnight, but they weaken as they move towards the triad. Now, we've got this batch of rain, a little thunder and lightning near Statesville, and I've been watching this little cluster of thunderstorm activity moving through Stanley County. I've been keeping an eye on this because it's tracking to the east, and it will be moving into Montgomery County within the next hour to hour and 15 minutes. Nothing severe here, but some heavy downpours and some very frequent lightning associated with that. It's just beginning to work through the city of Albemarle right now. So Troy and Biscoe and Montgomery County, be on the lookout for that. But our better chance of potentially severe storms will be as we head through the afternoon. Another disturbance will move through the area later today. We could see some strong to severe storms with some damaging winds. Low tornado chance, but it's not zero. It's not absolute zero, so I have to mention it and just say that that's something we'll be on the lookout for. But mainly just some straight line wind damage with any severe storms. Also, these storms will produce some heavy downpours that could lead to flash flooding. So potentially it could be an active afternoon. I'm hoping that the rain and the clouds that we've got this morning will kind of help limit severe weather later today, but that's not a guarantee. I wouldn't bank on that. As we look ahead to the rest of the week, a much quieter weather pattern and somewhat drier with a low storm chance each day and highs up pretty close to 90.
All right, well, hopefully the threat for weather will not be dangerous, but of course, Ed and the crew will keep you in line with that. All right, let's get to our first conversation here. The Carolina Panthers reporting its first player on a COVID-19 reserve list. Of course, the details unfolding, but Stacey, what can you tell us so far?
Well, the team has been testing for about a month now, and the Panthers are one of the few teams who had not put anyone on that list, that is, until yesterday. Defensive back Derek Thomas was put on that list. It means he either tested positive for coronavirus or was exposed to someone who is positive for the virus. He's on the team's injured reserve list, but while he's rehabbing his injury, he's also allowed to use the Panther facilities. So he's required to do daily COVID-19 testing. Thomas signed with the Panthers in April as a free agent. Again, he's the first Panthers player to be put on the coronavirus list. So we want to know how you're feeling about that information. And do you believe it's a sign that football shouldn't be played at all this season? Or do you think the measures in place are working and that's why the team was able to find out so fast? Go ahead and tell us your thoughts in the comments below. So I want to check in with my panel here. Obviously, all of us are excited and anxious about football season ready to start, but a lot of people are wondering, is this the sign that we were looking for, that possibly someone could have coronavirus or was exposed? I guess we will find out, right?
Well, I guess so, but as for me, I don't think that this is a sign of anything. I mean, if that was the case, then we would have had the sign far along, earlier than this, with all the universities that are reporting clusters and having to delay or either cancel seasons. As far as I heard or read this morning, the Panthers this is the first time that they have had someone on their COVID-19 reserve list. And to be honest with you, they were one of only a few NFL teams without anyone until Sunday that had someone on their list. So that just means to me that the testing is going right and their protocols are going right. And one definitely is alarming, but it's not the end of their Panther season. So I think that they should just continue testing and make sure that if a player feels comfortable playing, that they can. If they don't, that they are able to pull out for the rest of the year. But we'll see. Ed, I guess we'll send it to you.
And of course, they're going through the protocol, Tracy, and if you look for a light at the end of the tunnel, maybe this is just an opportunity for them to put their protocol in action. All the things that they have, listed that they're going to do if one of the players does test positive. So, but in terms of anybody getting the virus, it's a sad situation. Thoughts and prayers go out to him that he'll recover and not have any major complications associated with this. And we'll see how things go with the rest of the players. Hopefully they will not catch the virus, ready to play football.
Yeah, and apparently, according to this report, he was either exposed or has it himself. So we don't know which is the case yet. It could just be an exposure at this point, which really wouldn't put the rest of the Panthers at risk. But following protocols, they're making sure that he's quarantined until they kind of contact trace and figure out what's going on. So, Meg, I know that, NFL's getting ready to start in 2 weeks. We'll finally see Teddy Bridgewater at the helm of the QB position. I think everybody's ready to see some action on the field.
I think we're all excited. Everybody's really wanting live sports again. Of course, player safety is the top priority, and it does seem like these teams and the leagues are taking the necessary precautions with this testing. I think is the reason they were able to identify this possible exposure or possible confirmed case of this Panthers player as of late. But again, still unclear if he has it or is even exhibiting any symptoms, or if it was just an exposure to a known person, as you mentioned, Tracy. So I do think that sports are starting to try to figure this out. I mean, everybody's figuring this out. It's an evolving situation, and as we get more confirmed cases of this, potentially things could change, and maybe these leagues will put a pause. But for now, it seems like they're moving along, and we might be able to enjoy some live football soon.
All right, Stacey, I know that you asked for people's comments in the section below, so go ahead and let us know what people are saying.
Yeah, we've gotten a couple of it, actually, or a couple of them. Nadia says NFL needs to try and do like the NBA, maybe, with the emoji that goes like this. And then Jason weighed in. He said, without teams being in a bubble like hockey and basketball, it is going to happen more than likely, but they aren't the only ones. He said, just isolate them and clean stuff and go on.
All right, well, now that we have our first conversation, let's get right to morning headlines. Time is of the essence, Megan. Because of our tech delays, we're running a little behind.
Yeah, I got you. Let's get you started with your morning headlines here. As part of the ongoing remote learning process, Guilford County Schools will open 13 new learning centers today to help students who might not otherwise have easy internet access to complete their remote assignments. WFMI News' Candace Redd explains how the school district is keeping students connected and safe.
Students with Guilford County Schools are entering the third week of remote learning amid the coronavirus pandemic. But one problem is some students still do not have access to the internet or even laptop devices. Starting today, the school district is opening 13 learning centers. The purpose is to allow students to use the district's high-speed internet to access digital content and complete assignments. Since the start of the school year, students have been focused on using pre-recorded lessons. The school district is opening the learning centers right before teachers begin live online instruction next week. The centers will only provide a limited number of desktop devices. Students are encouraged to bring their own laptops or tablets if possible.
13 schools out of 125 is, a very small drop in a large pool. So again, it's one strategy. It's not going to fix all of the issues that we have, and we are prepared to expand if we fill the 750 seats and we feel like it's successful, and we see other pockets of the community that we need to bring on. We're prepared to do that.
The school district says the learning centers will operate under tight health and safety guidelines. That includes the use of face masks, social distancing measures, as well as temperature checks for both students and staff members. Taking a look at your screen, because I want to make sure you have all of the details. Again, starting today, all of the learning centers will be open from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on weekdays. Now, even though the service is free, advanced registration is required. We have a list of all 13 learning centers and how to register for the free service on our website at WFMYnews2.com.
Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools opened a similar program last week, rolling out mobile classrooms for students in neighborhoods with limited internet access. Eventually, there will be 20 mobile classrooms around the district. Right now, there are 4 up and running. New cases of COVID-19 are ping-ponging back and forth the last couple days. Encouraging new numbers Sunday, though, with one of the lowest case counts all month. Health leaders report a little more than 1,000 new lab-confirmed cases Sunday, bringing the statewide total to more than 166,000. The large majority are presumed recoveries, and we'll get another weekly recovery report today at some point. Also, some good news, the number of positive cases back from testing Sunday is at 5%, right where the state wants us to be to move into phase 3. Some more good news, the number of people fighting the virus in the hospital has decreased to 917. We'll have another update for you on WFMI News 2 at noon. Nationwide tributes pour in for actor Chadwick Boseman, who died Friday after battling colon cancer for 4 years. The MTV Video Music Awards dedicated the award show in his memory. Some of the most touching tributes came from children who idolized Boseman as a real-life superhero. His co-star and Black Panther Mark Ruffalo shared these photos of an action figure memorial honoring Boseman's barrier-breaking role in the movie. Flags are also flying half-staff in Boseman's home state of South Carolina. President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence are visiting North Carolina this week. The president will be in Wilmington Wednesday. The White House says he'll be commemorating the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II. He'll also declare Wilmington as the first World War II heritage city. Also, the vice president has a few stops planned in Raleigh on Thursday, a roundtable event as well as a ceremony for 60,000 law enforcement officers.
Well, today is August 31st. Yes, it is the last day of August, the first day of the week, ironically, but tomorrow is September 1st. So I want to know this morning, what are you looking forward to in September? I posted this on Facebook this morning, and already the responses coming in. Leon said a vacation that we had to push for March because everything was shut down due to COVID. Kelly wrote in saying she's getting to sit on her new front porch in her rocking chair. I know, those are some nice moments. Elizabeth said, the changing of the leaves, and hopefully the COVID-19 numbers will go down below 5% and phase 3 can happen. I think we're all hoping for that in September. We'll see. And we had another comment from Ashley who said, a step closer to my favorite season, autumn. So we want to know, what are you looking forward to in the month of September? Ed Matthews, I want to start with you. Does it have anything to do with a vacation? Maybe is a weather thing?
Let's see, I do have some vacation in mid-September. Nice. Looking forward to that, but one of the people that commented hit it on the head. I am ready for some fall weather. Now in September, we can still have 90-degree heat, but as we go into September and especially October, we start getting those shots of cooler, drier air. You know, I'm looking at my weather maps and I see maybe a little bit of a cool down and less humid conditions by the upcoming weekend. So that's something to look forward to, but the cooler weather, and then of course as we go deeper into October and November, we start getting the leaves to change colors. That's always a beautiful sight here in the Carolinas.
I do love the changing of the leaves. I like to call it the changing of the guard. It just means one season is ending and one is ushering in. Okay, Megan, how about you? I know you like leaf peeping as well.
Yeah, I do. I love the temperatures usually in September. I mean, I know it's peak hurricane season, but when we don't have a hurricane to worry about, we typically do enjoy some still warm yet less humid air, and that's really refreshing, especially it feels like it's been such a long, hot, humid, sticky, summer so far. So I'm really looking forward to some drier and slightly cooler temperatures, even though I do still like the warmth that September typically brings. So definitely looking forward to that. We're all hoping and praying for an end to this COVID-19 pandemic. Not looking like it's going to end in September, but we might get some new hope with the vaccine. We know there are several in the final stages of clinical trials, so maybe that could start rolling out and hopefully start getting some things back open, and maybe looking ahead to getting kids back in the classroom who are remote learning. We'll have to see.
All right, and you know, a couple of our friends on Facebook are agreeing with you. Like Joe Horn said, less humidity would be great. So at least the first part, Joe is right on target with you, Megan. How about you, Stacy? What are you looking forward to in September?
I think that I'm looking forward to that we're just one step closer to there being a vaccine and one step closer to getting back to a new normal, or I mean normal, whatever that's going to be. Just being able to travel, going home and seeing my family. You know, I've only seen them once in the past year, which is just crazy for me because I usually see them all the time. And I'm just so ready for a time where life looks like it used to. So I'm ready for a new month. I'm ready for a new year and new beginnings. Ready for that time to come, which I've been praying for, and I know it will arrive at some point.
You know, I agree with you, Stacy. I take every day by day, and I love just the freshness of a new month. It just means, okay, there's new beginnings, new opportunities, new things to look forward to. I don't have anything specific, or anything planned, but I just love knowing that we're moving forward. Plus, it gives me a little bit more credibility when I say I can't wait for Christmas. It's one of my favorite things. I love Christmas. I love counting down to the Christmas season. And people think I'm crazy when I start saying that in July and August. But by September, there's a little bit more of a, okay, I get you, Tracy, so I'm less of a weirdo in September. All right, let's see what people are saying on Facebook here. Dana Lyle says cooler temperatures. Of course, I stumbled over my iPad here and wrote, "What are you?" and not the whole sentence, so that was a pretty nice moment. Isaac says that he's hoping that there's a cure to get rid of the coronavirus, and also that he's ready for September because he hopes coronavirus will be over. I agree. I hope so. I don't know that that's likely, but here's to hoping, right? We can always cheers to something. So let us know what you're looking forward to in September. And you never know, Ed Matthews, those 87-degree days can be turned to 78-degree days within the month.
Oh, that's music to my ears. I like that. Hey, let's check the 7-day. That's not going to happen today, though, Tracy, but it's something we can look forward to. We've got some showers around, maybe a little thunder and lightning in a few spots this morning, but nothing severe. Now, I'm hoping, and this is a hope, that all the clouds and the showers this morning may limit severe weather threat this afternoon, but that is not a guarantee. We're on guard for maybe a few strong or severe storms this afternoon that could produce some damaging winds. We've got another little disturbance that will move through the area during the afternoon hours, and that's going to spark more showers and storms after the ones this morning. And then tomorrow and the rest of the week really is going to be a lot quieter. Only a 30% storm chance in the afternoon on Tuesday, about 83, only up around 80 today, low 80s tomorrow, and then we really turn the heat up for the rest of the week. Wednesday through Friday, generally dry, a very low storm chance each day. Upper 80s on Wednesday. We're going to be pretty close to 90 by Thursday and Friday. Cold front will move through the area on Friday. Next weekend, that's when we're hoping for maybe less humidity and cooler temperatures. I'm forecasting lower 80s next weekend. Ooh, I hope that does pan out.
See, September, Labor Day weekend, it's all working out. Hey, had a few more comments come in. Just wanted to mention them because Stacy Spivey hit the head on the nail or nail on the head, whatever. She said, we can also sing September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, which, Stacy, that's a great point. Ooh. One of my favorite songs. I sing it all year round, but it is even better in September. Joe Horn also bringing some significance to September 11th. He says, would also like to see the Remembrance Lights in New York. Don't know how they can be canceled due to the virus. Can never forget 9/11. September 11th coming up next Friday. So we will certainly be paying tribute here on the Good Morning Show, but he's right. We can never forget 9/11/2001. All right, it is 8:14, way past our time here, and that's our fault, so we understand. But we'll see you here tomorrow for After GMS, and join us right at 7:45. We'll get all the tech stuff out of the way early, promise. All right, we'll see you later, guys. Take care.